this thing on? Yep, it's on. Hey guys and girls, it's your girl Green Fire Motivation, aka Judy Owens, and I am excited because it's Motivation Monday. So, Green Fire Motivation has a question for you as always. What is your why for wanting to get out of debt? What is your why for wanting to get out of debt? Let's take a second to think about that. And while you think about that, the introduction. Welcome to the Green Fire Motivation channel. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are returning to the Green Fire Motivation community, welcome back and thank you so much for your support. So the purpose of this channel is to get you to take action and take control of your life. So by all means, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button, share this video with anyone you think it may help. And by all means, leave some comments at the bottom. I'd love to talk to you guys. Oh, and I almost forgot to tell you, I do have a new Facebook group on Facebook. And go figure, the Facebook group is called Green Fire Motivation. So all you have to do is search for it. And if you request an invite, I'll invite you on in so we can converse outside of YouTube. Because I realize that throughout the week, you need some motivation. So I'm going to do my best to get you some motivation. If not every day, every other day. Go figure. So back to the question. What is your why for wanting to get out of debt? Now, most people want to get out of debt for freedom. And when I say freedom, I mean for the freedom of being able to do what they want to do with the money that's not contributed to their bills. Freedom. So basically, if you get, you make $4,000 a month and your bills are only $1,500 a month. So what is that? $2,500 left over to do whatever you want with it. Now, to some people, $2,500 is a little bit of money, and to some people, $2,500 is a lot of money. But either way, money is money. Think of how much you can do with that $2,500. Just saying. Why do people want to get out of debt? To get the weight off their shoulders. I know I personally, feel the weight of debt, when the check comes in and then sometimes it goes out and there's not much left over. Now, granted, I don't think I'm considered poor. I think I'm considered middle class if you ask me. But even so, there are times where unexpected, expenses come up and you have to work with what you have, and that kind of cuts you short in some other areas. So I want to get out of debt so that when those unexpected occurrences come up, I don't have to worry about whether or not I can make the money. I don't have to worry about robbing Peter to pay Paul and all of that good stuff, because I do have the excess that I can put towards, whatever unexpected expense that comes up as needed. That's definitely a benefit. I was thinking about Darren Hardy. I think it was Darren Hardy, and he was talking about how when people, have money, they don't really worry about stuff that people don't have money worry about. For example, and the example was a vehicle transmission going out. So if you have, $1,000 saved, and the cost of the repair on the transmission is $1,000, then hey, you're not really going to stress about, oh my gosh, it's $1,000, it's $1,000. You only stress about the $1,000 if you don't have the $1,000. Make sense? Right. Okay. So people want to get out of debt so they can relieve some stress. Okay. Others, they want to get out of debt because they want to be good role models for their children. Which, hey, that's definitely a great idea. One of the easiest ways for people to slip into debt when they're fairly young is through student loans. And I'm not saying that student loans aren't beneficial, but I will say from personal experience, student loans can be, the benefits of student loans can be a tidbit deceiving. Now, say for example, your tuition is $2,000 per semester. So what's that? $4,000 a year. Now, this is just an estimate. I'm not saying anybody's tuition is this. This is just an estimate. So say, for example, your tuition is $2,000 per semester, so that's $4,000 a year. However, with the student loans, they may offer you a $10,000 loan. Do you need $10,000 in your pocket? No. Really, all you need is the $4,000. But what happens is we go, oh, well, I'll just go ahead and take the money now and use it as I need it and pay it back later. Well, if you have good money management, then that's a great idea. But most students, most college students, do not have good money management. Do you know why? Because they're starting to experience life outside of their parents. So now that they don't have to wait to ask their parents for the money and the money is right there in their hand, it goes out their hand faster than it goes in. It falls out the bottom of their pockets. It falls out their shoes. Sometimes it even falls out their ears. And we know that a lot of, students, they like to go to parties. And what do they do at parties? They spend money on drinks. They spend money on food. They spend money. That's like, yeah. Because I was a college kid once, and I know how easy it is to pull out a credit card. Because let me tell you something. Them credit card companies, they were lined up at the door. My freshman year, they were lined up at the doors trying to get these kids to sign up for credit cards. But see, their thing is they know that these kids are dependent on their parents' income to pay the credit cards. So they're not really worried about the credit cards getting paid because most of the time the parent is going to want it paid because the parent is trying to keep their credit good. Well, then there comes a time where the child decides to get the credit card on their own without their parents, and now they begin to struggle to pay it because they're using it so often, but the income is not as high as the amount that they're spending. So, yeah. So that extra $6,000 goes really quick, and then it's like, well, dang, now I got to pay it back. And you add that up over 4 years, and 6 times 4, that's what? 6,000. That's $32,000. Doesn't seem like a lot per se, unless you don't have it, of course. So, like I said, that's the whole, student loan issue that I have. The same scenario with credit cards. Credit cards, you don't have to actually sit there and count out, how much money you're going to spend. If you have $100 bill and you buy something that's $75, and then all you have is $25 left, you're going to know you only have $25 left. But if you have a credit card that's telling you you can spend $1,000 and you go in the store and spend $900, right, that's not good money management. It's not good money management, okay? Now, I'm not going to beat anybody over the head about it because, to be honest, I'm talking to myself right now. You just happen to hear me speaking out loud. But fact of the matter is, it's really easy to find yourself in debt. It's much harder to get out of it. It's just like, you go into a hole. Falling in the hole is easy, but trying to get out, that's a whole nother ballgame. Now, my intention with this whole Dive Into Your Debt series is to show you how I'm getting out of debt, but using easy methods. I'm not trying to use anything that's going to make you want to run away or anything that's going to make you feel like, oh, I can't do it. That's not my intention. My intention is not to make you feel bad about your situation because I'm in the same situation you are in and I'm trying to get out of debt. I'm not trying to make you feel like, oh, you're stupid or you shouldn't have spent money on that or that wasn't worth it. No, my intention is to get you to understand and to see and believe that your spending habits will need to change if you want to get out of debt. And that's the basics. That's the basics. So if you keep spending money the way that you're currently spending money and the way that you got into debt, you'll never get out of it. You'll never get out of it. Okay? So why do people want to get out of debt? To get the weight off their shoulder, to help their children with school. I was talking about that, that you want to be a good example for your children. How good would you feel if you could pay their tuition in cash? Somebody say save money. Matter of fact, type in the bottom of the comments. Type in the comments, save money. Save money. If you paid your kids' tuition in cash, not only would you save yourself some money, you would save them money because now they don't have to pay all that interest. 4 years worth of interest when they graduate, right? Doesn't seem like much, but it adds up. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. So there's, a couple of reasons why people want to get out of debt. And what I want you to do is I want you to think about why you want to get out of debt. I want you to think about why you want to get out of debt. Why is it so important to you? If it wasn't important then, but it's important now, why is it important now? And I want you to think on these things day in and day out. And as we get started on this debt excursion slash expunging, if once we get started, I want you to constantly use that as fuel, as motivation to light your fire, keep that fire green, so that you will continue to keep going and keep getting out, continue to keep trying to get out of debt, and stay with the process. Just like I talked about last week, there's thousands of ways to get out of debt, just like there's thousands of ways to lose weight. But the key thing is sticking with the thing that works. Sticking with the thing that works. I believe that because I am launching my own personal journey to get out of debt, that if you take this journey with me, that you will get out of debt too. My disclaimer, I'm not charging anything. This is just a part of my YouTube channel. To be honest, it's part of my paper match. The very first video that I did was called the paper match. And on that paper match, there were 3 things that I wanted to change in my life. And one of those things was getting out of debt. Now, last year I had started working on getting out of debt. Some stuff came up, pandemic came up, and I kind of fell off of that, but I'm getting back on, and this time I plan to stay on until it is finished. However, the series itself will not last as long as it takes me to get out of debt. However, periodically I'll make sure to come back and do videos where I can update you guys, and you can update me on how well you're doing with getting out of debt. So, once again, this is your girl Green Fire Motivation, aka Judy Owens, encouraging you to dive into debt with me so that we can get out of debt together. This is Green Fire Motivation, aka Judy Owens. Green means go. I will see you on Wordivation Wednesday. Bye.